So today I'm trying to create an app with responsive design, and it needs to accommodate all types of aspect ratio. For example, most of the latest mobile phones comes with a 18:9 to 20:9 aspect ratio, and the older ones are still in 16:9. Um, so we are gonna see how we can create a design that can occupy the entire height of the screen. It can be done with media queries, but I find this way is much simpler, and it also optimizes the screen resolution and font sizes and everything by itself. So to accomplish this, we are going to use a library called Sizer, and I just added it to the pubspec.yaml, and I have cleaned up the default code, and then I have a clean page right now. Let's get rid of everything from here, and then we'll create a responsive page. So I created a new file called responsivepage.dart, and then let's create a class here, st. Let's make a stateless page, and responsive page. We need to import material.dart. That's done, and then we will import it in this page. To make this library work, we need to add some uh, what do you say? We need to add some boilerplate code that I'm gonna do now. We need to wrap it with a layout builder, and it will have a builder function, and this builder function will in turn layout builder requires a orientation builder, so I'm gonna wrap it with another widget, and it will be a orientation, and this is also a builder function, and let's copy this. I will leave the link to the repository in the description, so you can refer to that. Let's go to our responsive page, and let's create a scaffold, and this scaffold will be wrapped. Let's call it responsive, and then we'll have a body, so the body will be a container, and let's color it blue or green. So if I remove this, just in case you don't want to work with the inbuilt app bar and you want to do something custom, or the page doesn't require an app bar, I'm gonna demonstrate in that perspective. So let's create a child for this container, which will be a column. Column will have children. So the idea is to fill the entire page with the containers. Contain container, and then container. Now in a scenario where you want to cover the entire page with three different heights, and it has to be adapted for all the different types of aspect ratios, we can utilize the sizer package here. So how do we do it? let's color this container as blue. Colors dot blue and colors dot yellow or teal. I'll go with yellow. And this will have a color of colors dot orange. And let's assign heights for this. If I do it, I'll just show a sample. Like if I do it with the hard coded values, you have to guess the numbers, right? And this I need to manually adjust, and I need to know like whether what's the full height of the screen using media query or something. So with this package, if I do 30, and usually I prefer to have a larger middle part and then the other parts will be smaller. It depends on your own preference anyway. So dot w, oh sorry, dot h. We need to import the sizer package. So I'll import the sizer package and then this particular size. So there was this error that I was facing. It is because I didn't initialize the sizer util package, and it needs to be initialized before returning the material app. So this can be done using, and this will be orientation instead of constraints. I mean, we can name it anything we want, but for consistency, I'm naming it orientation. So once we do that, this 30, 40, and 30 combined to build give us an 100 percentage. So consider these are percentages, and all these needs to give a, value of 100. By adding it, it will give you 100, and this works for both 16:9 aspect ratio. You are using a tablet or you're gonna use desktop or anything, it will cover the size. And this also provides orientation concept, for example landscape and portrait scenarios, but I'm not covering that part here. If you need that part to be covered, we can do it in a different video. Leave a comment below. So for example, if I want the screens to be two equal halves, we can do that by choosing 50-50, and this will cover the two equal halves of the screen. So where do we require these kind of scenarios, you might ask. Let me show you. So child, and then let's say you'll have a row, children, children will be a container. The children will be two containers, and let's say if you want to cover the equal width, each container will take 50% of the width. I mean, with media query you can achieve this, but look at this syntax. It's really simple. 50 dot 0 dot w for width. That's it. And I'll copy this and paste it again. And let's give a color. Color colon colors dot green. Color colon colors dot brown. So that's it. If you see here, there are two colors that occupies the entire container with 50% equal values. You can even create your own grid, or you can even create your own page wrapper. Uh, for example, if any of your pages use 50-50 percentages, you can create a page wrapper like this. I'll show you a demo, page underscore wrapper, and you can use it as a common page wrapper across your app. So how do you create a page wrapper? Let's see. So I'll copy the entire thing. Let's have a child here, and the child will be a widget. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a reusable component that can take in widgets in those areas. So let's create a constructor that accepts the widget. That constructor can be created using um, the constructor will have four views, because we have four different boxes, right? One, two, three, four. So let's create four variables or class members, and let's initialize them with a constructor. Once the constructor is initialized, these can be used as the childrens of those containers. So child of those containers. This dot top left, and then this can be this dot top right, and this will have a child. This will be this dot middle, and this child will be this dot bottom. So we have created a reusable component. Let's just utilize it in our responsive page. Let's get rid of all this thing that is found here, and let's call our page wrapper here, and we need to rename the class into page wrapper. We'll call page wrapper here, and then we'll have a bottom widget which says which will be a let's do a text, or let's do center, and the center widget will have a child, and that child will have a text. The text will be um, 200, let's say 200 divided by 10, 100, or out of 300, and there will be another widget called middle, and the middle will be, let's copy the same thing for, and there is this top left and top right, and let's close it with a semicolon, so they will get aligned. So you see that, you see, right? You get my point, right? That we are creating a reusable component, and this particular component adapts to any type of screen with this particular layout, and you can create different layouts for different kinds of page wrapper for yourselves. um, so we can even change the colors of it if we have the, for example, we can create a final color, top left color or something like that. You get my point anyway. You can change the colors to be customizable, and these can be like anything you want. For example, if you want this as a card, you can have it as a card, and center it. Hmm, that's it. You can create basically create anything that we want. And, for example, if I don't want this color for this bottom thing, I can get rid of the color for the bottom. We don't need orange or and I can do the elevation to be. I'm just exploring. That's it. Dot zero. If you do 10.0, it will be more elevated. So wrap with the card again, and then you can wrap with the card again. So that's it.